What up, you guys? Your brother Trey, man. I know you guys have seen the 6ix9ine situation going on, so I wanted to give a different perspective when it comes to this. I saw Black Guy Speaks about it, Jada Black, and amongst other YouTubers, and a lot of them what they're talking about, at least on the some of them are talking about how 6ix9ine was hiding behind his security, how he didn't live that life, how XYZ such. And at the end of the day, I mean, look, he did. He was at least attempting to live that life, right? He was trying to, and he did live that life for a minute. He was running around with the Trey Bloods, and the Trey Bloods put him onto some gang-affiliated stuff, and that's what happens. That's what happens when you want to get into a gang, and you're not in the gang, but you know some people that are in gangs. They're gonna bring you along, and you're gonna do that stuff. You're going to try to live that life until you are considered living that life. The thing is people just hate him a lot. I mean, he's a hateable person. I mean, let's be honest. I'm personally a huge 6ix9ine fan. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I know it's probably gonna make a lot of y'all think of me some sort of way, but I love the way his music. I love the way he just didn't give a damn about anybody in the market. He just came out here, did his thing. He was gonna make it. He spoke he talked shit and backed it up with the numbers. I think he got like 8 number 1 singles in a row, something like that, and he predicted it every single time. He came with the antics, he came with the gimmicks, but the music also spoke for it. A lot of people are saying he didn't come with good music. His music was pretty damn good, at least catchy. At the very least, it was catchy. A lot of his songs almost are over 500,000. Some of them have already touched a couple bill. A lot of your favorite rappers ain't never touched a bill yet, and so that's that says something. Now, what you can learn from this situation is no matter how much money and no matter how much cash you have, you will run out of it if you do not have financial literacy. It's interesting. Millennials, people, internet, anyone, we have an opportunity to look at what a lot of people do with their cash and where they end up with it because of their mindset. You don't want to end up like that. You don't need to have millions of dollars to be good and okay with it. What you need to have is financial literacy. I'm not going to sit here and lecture you guys, but this is something that you can just sit here and truly understand. How do you have 4 or 5 Richard Milles, 6, 7 Lamborghinis, mansion, taking private jets all over the place, and now you're broke? Doesn't even make sense. You must not have been doing the right things with the cash. You need to have that money make money for you. This is something that's super important about that. Anyone can do these types of things, you guys. It's so important to actually take the time to learn about this. Now, when it comes to if he's trolling or not about his cash, man, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. I mean, how is this even, like, even if he is trolling, what is this going to do to, like, help the case or anything like that? I think it absolutely puts all of his name talking. There are lots of gimmicks, just like the Dirk and the NBA YoungBoy situation, how that beef uplifted and boosted up Dirk's sales like crazy. When the 6ix9ine stuff, this is probably it might be a way to get back into get his name talking, get his name in other people's mouths and things like that. I wouldn't hold it. I wouldn't count it past him to do something like this, to get his name in his mouth. But there is one other interesting thing about this, you guys, that I want you to understand. He is 6ix9ine, but then he's also Daniel Hernandez. 6ix9ine is you could say that 6ix9ine is actually separate from Daniel Hernandez, just the same way that an LLC, a limited liability corporation, is separate from the person who created it. You know what I mean? So if your LLC, your assets within your LLC were to, get lawsuit, let's say you bought a property under an LLC and somebody just decides to sue you because they tripped over the front steps going up to the door or something like that. Well, you're going to be protected from it, right? Your LLC is the one that's getting sued, but you, on the other hand, can be protected from it. Now, I'm not going to get into the legalities because there are charge orders and things like that, and so your personal assets still can get seized, even if you have an LLC and things like that, but you have a much greater protection when it comes to that. Usually, you separate that. So, what I'm trying to say is that when you get sued, your personal, like, cash, for the most part, is safe, can be safe, but it can also be seized, but it's safer than if you weren't to have an LLC. 6ix9ine and Daniel Hernandez, we look at them as the same person, but in the eyes of, like, the legal system and things like that, they can be kind of different. Now, 6ix9ine is still Daniel Hernandez when it comes to crime and stuff like that, but when it comes to business, financial contracts and stuff like that, it's a bit different. It's a bit wonky. Kind of like the Tasha K, Cardi B situation. Tasha K, she has to pay $4 million. She doesn't have it. So, you know, there are so many different ways that Cardi B is going to be able to try to gain that cash from Tasha K. Tasha K's personal assets may be, I think they're protected if Tasha K had an LLC. You know what I mean? So, obviously, I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that, you guys, but this is just a different, unique perspective that I thought about this, you guys. What we can learn from it is financial literacy, you guys. We really got to learn how to use this cash, learn about the real estate market, learn about marketing, learn about the online businesses. I got a friend, she does bracelets. She sells bracelets and makes like $500, $600 in one day, you guys. Come on. Like, there's so many different ways to make cash out here, to make it flip, things like that. Now, what gets in the way is a person's just pride. Your pride, your ego, and then just laziness. You don't want to take the time there's the learning curve when it comes to learning anything new. And you have to be willing to put that time in. It's called sacrifice. What do you guys think about this, man? Do you think that 6ix9ine is really going broke? Do you think that he deserves this? Do you think it just don't even really matter at all, you guys? Let me know down in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I appreciate it so much. And have a great one.